Hey, what's up everybody? This is Like It's 1985. Today we're going to take a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Skyline Sirens Black Cat figure. Before we take a look at the figure, let's first take a look at the actual packaging for this figure. As you can see, here it is. On the back you get a nice shot of Black Cat and sort of the alternate figure, which is Spider-Woman. And here is a look at the figures in this line. This, of course, is a Build-A-Figure line, which you can collect all the figures to build the Green Goblin. So you got the Carnage slash Toxin, you got the Electro, the Amazing Spider-Man, Black Cat, or Spider-Woman, the Beetle, and I'm not sure what this guy is here, what the name of the character is, and finally the Superior Spider-Man. So inside the packaging, other than the actual figure itself, you do get this pamphlet here that shows you the figure coming together, which parts come with which figure, and then you get the torso piece for the Green Goblin. Now, I am not planning on collecting the whole wave. I only picked up Black Cat, Toxin, and Carnage, so I will not be completing the Build-A-Figure here, but here it is. Here's the torso. And before we take a look at the articulation and the details of the figure, let's first start off the review by looking at size comparisons. Let me bring in Spider-Man. This is the Toy Biz Spider-Man. And let me also bring in Psylocke. Just to give you an idea of size comparisons there. And the last comparison will be, or is, the Red Hulk, or the Red, sorry, the Red She-Hulk, that is, sorry. You'll see there. So, one major issue with this Black Cat figure is she is really hard. It's really hard to get this figure to stand properly. She does have these high heel boots here, which may be part of the problem. So I do have that one sort of issue with this figure, and I've heard this brought up in other people's reviews as well, so apparently it's not just my figure. Okay, so let's talk about the one accessory she does come with, which is this whip here. The problem is the grip here does not stay securely in her hand. It oftentimes will come loose, flop around, or just fall out. So there is that issue there. It's flexible plastic here, and at the end you got these three kind of claws here. So that's kind of cool. And let's go ahead and move on to articulation of the figure, and then we'll look at the details up close. So there is articulation at the head, but because of the way that the hair is sculpted, which is really nice by the way, there is somewhat of a limited articulation or movement there. But there is a joint there, as you'd expect. Shoulder articulation, of course. There is no bicep swivel, or a bicep articulation of any kind, actually. There is a joint here that allows the elbow to swivel and then bend. And you have a swivel at the wrist. You have this really nice ab articulation, and I like the way it works. This is the type of articulation I like to see, or this is the type of joint or design I like to see for the torso. And the nice part about it is you can't see a gap, even when you move the top portion of the figure back. Sometimes on other figures you'll see a gap there, and you'll see the joint. But in this case, there is not that issue. So very nice articulation there at the ab. There is no waist articulation, but with this joint here you don't really need it, and actually having a waist swivel there would ruin the appearance of the figure. Articulation at the hips here, just like that. Swivel, double joints at the knees, and then you have this type of articulation here at the ankles. So, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the details on this figure. Really nice head sculpt, and I have to say that with these newer Marvel Legends figures, they really have gotten the female head sculpts down in terms of having them look very feminine as opposed to masculine. A lot of the problems with the Toy Biz line of Marvel Legends was the female figures really had horrible mannish looking head sculpts. Not the case with this figure here, so really nice. The hair is nicely sculpted. It's got some blue highlights in there, really nice. You also have some of the same blue highlights here along the fringe of her top here, around her forearm, and also right here on this section just below the knees. So nice little coloring detail there. So again, nice face sculpt. Look at the back here. And like I said before, I think the heels may be a problem with having the figure stand correctly, or getting the figure to stand in the first place. She will stand up, but you just kind of have to mess around with the figure until you get the right pose, the right balance. So pretty nice. I do like this figure a lot. Once again, Hasbro has done a great job with the female head sculpt, making them look really, really feminine and really, like a woman, and not masculine like the Toy Biz line of female figures. And they've done a good job as well with making sure that the joints are not exposed too much. I mean, on a lot of the other female figures in the past, you could see really ugly joints. And I think part of the reason why this figure does that so well is because of the fact that she has a black costume. But nonetheless, I think they've still done a great job of hiding the joints as much as possible. And they kept the female form very nicely looking as well. So that's good. Alright, so this has been a review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Skyline Sirens Black Cat figure.